Do you own enough XRP before the institutions take over? Because what we are seeing right now is unprecedented. Forget just about the XRP ETF coming in 2025. That is just a matter of time. Right now, think about the $1 billion plus and XRP treasuries being quietly committed by companies. And this is a part that no one wants to admit. It always ends this way. Bitcoin holders spent a decade calling XRP centralized, it was too close to the system, and now they are begging Wall Street to adopt Bitcoin. Institutions always win, and XRP will be their next major vehicle primed for real world settlement, liquidity, and treasury utility. So the question isn't whether they are coming, it's will you hold enough XRP before you are priced out? Let's find out. So if you hold XRP or just enjoy watching the XRP videos, be sure to leave a like down below. And with that said, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so a quick reminder for every video that we make, this is not financial advice and for entertainment purposes only. Nothing in crypto is guaranteed and you could lose all of your money. Stay safe and do your own research. Now, people always want to know, is there a magic number? Is it 1,000, 10,000 XRP? And the real answer is that it's personal to you. But more important is how long can you hold that amount, right? A lot of people who hold 1,000 XRP may only be patient enough to hold XRP for another couple months, a year maximum. They're going to be outweighed by someone holding 250 XRP with a long-term vision, right? We already see this on the rich list. The amount needed to enter the top 10% is the same as a couple years ago, but the value of USD has 6x increased since then. That trend is only going to continue, especially with these treasury buys, nearly 1 billion. So far we can see 500 million from Trident, 300 million from Weebus, 121 million, 50 million, 10 million, 5 million, 250k and 225k. And these aren't just speculative buys, these are corporate treasury allocations which have been approved by shareholders, boards, compliance teams. It's not like a random executive buying XRP on the side. And I think three of these, the top three, are listed on the NASDAQ. That brings a certain level of legitimacy. The other ones are either private or smaller OTC companies and are obviously not as credible. As Vanek also states here, that a lot of these companies are probably just scams. But in the beginning, it all seems sketchy, right? MicroStrategy started the movement for Bitcoin back in August 2020, first starting as a treasury reserve, then as a movement. Big difference between Bitcoin XRP. Bitcoin was marketed as that inflation hedge. Digital gold. XRP is none of that. They seem more as a utility play, having use case in payments, ODL, collateral, and so on. Now, when is the demand going to show up for XRP on the actual charts? Well, it's not going to be instant, right? It's not a one-time payment. It's going to be over the counter or staggered. And it really took around 6 to 12 months for Bitcoin's treasury wave to really pay off for MicroStrategy and the other companies involved. I think the same thing will happen for XRP, maybe sooner with the combination of the ETFs in 2025. And we are already seeing more commitment than what we've seen with Ethereum. There was obviously that standalone one with Sharplink Gaming acquiring $463 million worth. But we're nearly totaling 1 billion with XRP before the ETFs. It's only going to get larger. Now, many people are starting to believe that there's not going to be enough XRP left to buy, which is obviously misinformation. There's always going to be XRP, but it will be a higher asking price than today. And that's why you could get priced out of entry level positions, which are available right now. Moving on to Ripple CEO stating XRP will take 14% of Swift. Listen to the clip.
So, I mean,
it's for a dumb reason.
Swift today, there's two ways to think about Swift. There's the messaging, and there's liquidity. Right. Liquidity is owned by the banks. Right. I think less about the messaging and more about liquidity. Because if you're driving all the liquidity, that's good for XRP. Right. Anyway, so I'll say 5 years, 14%.
Now, I hope you were able to hear through the music and chatter in the background, but XRP is gunning for 14% of Swift within the next 5 years. Now, we know that Swift moves around $5 trillion plus daily. A small percentage, even 1%, would be massive for XRP. But the problem is, many people are saying that the XRP ledger would not be able to handle that amount of TPS. But they can. Right, here's the current performance of the XRP ledger. So the throughput is 1.5k TPS, latency 3 to 5 seconds, finality deterministic, and that's already ahead of Swift, where it takes hours to days for cross-border transfers. And the XRP ledger has foundations in place today which is going to allow it to scale even further in the future, right? Like hooks with on-ledger logic, where we're not going to see high gas fees, sidechains, EVM compatibility, Ethereum compatibility without clogging the mainnet. You have payment channels, instant microtransactions, scalable to hundreds of thousands of transactions per second, and parallelization slash clustering. So it's in development and will allow further TPS scaling without compromising security. And that's what's really going to allow XRP go from 1.5k TPS to 10k TPS without bottlenecks. Now, I'm not one of these people that say that XRP needs to be at a high price to function, but let me tell you, 14% of Swift going for the XRP ledger, the price of XRP will be a lot higher than $2 per coin. And the price of XRP is contributing to this price out narrative, right? Because we are seeing healthy consolidation. Many people expected a complete breakdown of structure like what we've seen in 2017, where the breakout occurred in December 2017, the peak in January, but by the time it was June, the structure was completely broken down. No sign of recovery at all, nearly touching previous lows of that bear market. We are seeing healthy consolidation with XRP. The next breakup that we see with Bitcoin, XRP will follow. And that brings me on to the third point, what smart money are doing. I've been watching this chart on sentiment like a hawk to see what the whales are doing with their XRP, and it's aligning with the consolidation that we're seeing on the charts. Now, we've seen stagnance with accumulation of whales, but when XRP was not deemed a security back in 2023, the price was not moving. Holders were having exhaustion with their holdings, selling their XRP. Why is the price not increasing? They were stacking up rapidly. And even when the price increased of XRP, you'd expect a sell off with their holdings. That did not happen. But you've seen the opposite, an increase to all-time highs. And these holders are not your average Joe holding anywhere from 100 to 1,000 XRP or 1,000 to 10,000. These holders are anywhere from $21 million worth of XRP to $210 million worth of XRP. I think it's worth watching what these individuals are doing with their XRP, and they're not selling anytime soon. They're doing the complete opposite. We also know that the majority of everything is going to be tokenized by 2030. We're talking about trillions here, and we're seeing a lot of that going to be on the XRP ledger. Guggenheim, a major US investment firm, is expanding its digital debt product to the XRP ledger. We're also seeing tokenized US treasuries on the XRP ledger backed by BlackRock, and we have USDC now live on the XRP ledger. A large portion of that is obviously going to be on the XRP ledger. So in today's video, we found out that nearly $1 billion worth of XRP treasury buys are now by public companies. It's probably going to go to $2-3 billion in the coming months. We have the CEO stating XRP will take 14% of Swift, which is obviously in the trillions, and whales are not selling their XRP. And on top of that, we are seeing healthy consolidation on the charts. Where many were going to expect a complete breakdown within months, we are still holding strong. Many people are going to get priced out of XRP. Many people are already priced out of this asset. What were once entry-level positions in the bear market are now premium positions where you have to be in the top 10% of the rich list to enter. Entry levels today, in the near to far future, will be premium positions. But that's going to be pretty much it for today's video. If you are interested in what I'm doing with my holdings, with my XRP, how much XRP I hold in comparison to my portfolio, what I'm buying and selling, go and check out my membership only video where I show my entire private portfolio, and that will be the next video that I upload on the channel after this one, an update on the members only content. But if you made this far in the video, thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.